To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Black Heart Perspective.
Lots of stuff going on. Whole lot of stuff going on. And we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it because this is not the first time that we have seen something like the thumbnail that you just got through glancing at before you walked on in here, hobbled on in here, got yourself on in here. We're going to look specifically today at what they think about the African American community, the Black community, the Neji community, whatever we want to be called today, that community. And it seems to me that we are the only ones that seem to have these marketing issues. I don't know about you, but I'm not very happy at what I've seen. And today we're not only going to look at the most recent issue, we're also going to look at a couple of issues that sort of led up to where we are today. You know how I like to connect the dots. I think it's so important to connect them. Because if we don't connect the dots, then we seem to think that everything that has happened was just done by itself, that, nobody had any plans to do anything, that there's nothing going on. And that's what we're here to dispel. That's what we're here to dispel today. We're here to put it all together. And as we wait for a few people to come on in, we're going to look at a couple of news articles that I think will help us clarify exactly where it is that we're going today. It's so vital. It is so vital that you know that just because they look like you don't necessarily mean that they're for you. That's what we're doing. Inside of the Democratic Party, there has been a concerted effort over the past several years to sort of mar what's going on in the minds of the Black community, to make you think that they really do love you, they really do care about you, and that there's nobody else out there that's going to get it done for you. That's what they do. They tell us all the time, there's nobody that's going to like you. Look, even this seated president, what did he say while he was with Charlemagne the God? Well, if you have a hard time figuring out whether or not to vote for me, you ain't Black. So they pimp and they pander and they do all kinds of stuff. So today we're going to break it all up. We're going to take a look at this video. We're going to take a look at a couple of them. We will not be using the audio for obvious reasons, but we most assuredly will get down to the bottom of it, because today, if I got to shake Black folks, shake you. If I got to do all of that, we're going to have to do it, because this right here should tell you that the people that you think are for you are not. Let's see. Let's take a look here. I want you to take a quick gander at who is behind the marketing of it all. Huh? We got to look at who is behind the marketing of it all. And I know some would say, well, that's not important. But you know your girl. With me, it's always important. Let's just take a quick gander, shall we? Yeah. Wow. Here we go. That's Michelle Obama. When we all vote. Well, I put together a really quick clip for you. So what I'm going to do with that quick clip, if I can say that 3 times fast, is I'm going to put it, let me make sure this. Michelle Obama's When We All Vote partners with the BLK dating app that made No Voting, No Vucking video. Former First Lady Michelle Obama's voting initiative is partnering with a dating app that made the video titled No Voting, No Vucking. The voting initiative, When We All Vote, announced that it would be working with BLK dating app on October 4th and doing a voter registration activations with the company. The BLK dating app is designed for Black singles looking to date, according to its website. On October 4th, the organization released a video encouraging Black voters to get out to the polls titled No Voting, No Vucking, and it features Rashid Spain, known also as Saucy Santana, and Katrina Taylor, who is also known as Trina. Quote, no voting, no vucking, no voting, no vucking, close quote. This comes from Saucy Santana as he sings in the video. There's also another part here that says, quote, you want to hit this booty, you got to do your civic duty, close quote. In the video, Trina is quoted as saying, but you want to flirt? I'll show you how to be a poll worker. The background singers say, don't stop now. Stuff my ballot box again. Brought my homegirl through. We'll put the bye in partisan, the singers also say in the video. There's Michelle. The video also links to a voter registration portal for When We All Vote. Jonathan Kirkland, the head of the brand and marketing at BLK Dating App, told Adweek that the organization wants young voters to get involved in elections, saying, quote, we couldn't be more excited to announce this collaboration with the two most trailblazing figures in hip hop and culture, Kirkland said. He continues, our users are inspired by Trina's confidence and her powerful female-first lyrics, while Saucy's Santana's fervent and self-assured lyrics have broken barriers of inclusivity in the hip-hop community. With these two culture icons, we hope to empower a new generation of voters to get involved in this and future elections, close quote. In a statement, When We All Vote said that it did not support the making of the video, however. Quote, here's a quote from them. When We All Vote did not participate in the creation, provide funding, or support the making of this video, the spokesperson said. When asked if When We All Vote was notified that the video would link viewers to When We All Vote's website, the spokesperson said that the link is to its registration portal. Quote, the link is to our voter registration portal, not directly to our website. And over 100 supporters have direct access to their own unique portal using our voter registration technology for their nonpartisan voter registration efforts. We will not be making further comments on this video, the spokesperson said. When We All Vote also prompted BLK Dating App on the 22nd of September in a tweet linking an article announcing the partnership between the two organizations. There's a quote here. Have you heard? At Meet Black is launching a digital hub designed to shift the culture of voting and politics in the Black community, amplify voices of Black voters, and drive Black voter registration, the tweet says. Notice how everybody is wearing blue here. Vote here. Stephanie L. Young, the executive director of When We All Vote, said the linked article that the partnership is aimed at ensuring that voices within the Black community are heard during the midterm elections. When you get this, click the light blue link there, the hyperlink there. That'll take you to the article that Stephanie is referencing. Here's the final quote. Democracy can often feel out of reach and out of touch, but we know it doesn't have to be that way. With BLK's new election center, we are bringing the fight of our democracy and real change in our communities to Black voters in ways that is empowering and engaging, Young said. Together, we will change the culture around voting and ensure our community's voices are heard in the midterm elections and beyond. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because as you know, if you follow me for any specific amount of time, if I'm going to give you some information, one thing you know is I'm going to have a whole trail and a gigantic laundry list, at least, to get you over the hump to understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Now, that was Obama's organization that was working with them, but there's more. You see, I've learned that over the past several years, there have been many, many ways that whomever wants to control your mind, and I say whomever because it doesn't matter whether it's the right or the left. It just so happens that, well, this was the left, but they always have a course of action. That course of action generally does include a few other individuals. It'll get you in your music. It'll get you with your sports. It'll get you with your politics. It'll get you with, those who you endear or those who you feel are close to you. Well, you just saw Michelle Obama, but this is what I want to talk about before I give you the next thing. What I'd like to say is the first article that you heard, well, that article was not necessarily anything black. That was just a standard article. But the next one is an organization that I feel should have spoke up and said, hey, wait a minute, we're not having this. We're not dealing with this at all. You're going to have to stop this. That's what I have an issue with. When we think we have voices that are supposed to speak up, well, let's just put it in perspective, shall we? There are a lot of different people who have voices that speak up for them. The Muslims spoke up when Amazon was selling something that had the face of Allah. I think it was the face of Muhammad, peace be upon him, on a mat when you get out of the bathtub. Well, they spoke up loud and clear and they said, hey, no, this isn't going to happen. Don't do it. And they pulled it immediately. There are other organizations and groups of people who stood up and said, no, we don't want X, Y, or Z, and they reverse it. But why is it that the group of people that they are using right now and have been for the past several years to promulgate the worst of the worst, us, we don't say a word. We just go along with it. Here you go. Here's another one. I want you to see it because after this, we're going to get into the actual tangible video. We're going to get into a couple of videos because I need you to see the pattern and who was the culprit and why they did it. Here we are. Let's see. I have it right here. Oh, there you go. The last one was Michelle Obama's. This one, Michelle. Match Group's Black teams up with rappers Trina and Saucy Santana for a new voting anthem. There you go. You see the nails. There you are. Black, the largest dating app for Black singles, is bringing the heat this fall with a spicy collaboration between legendary rapper Trina and rising rap superstar Saucy Santana. BLK, who recently released an in-app election center, has teamed up with the Florida Icons to create an audacious new voting anthem, No Voting, No Vucking, to command a new generation of voters to shift the culture and make their voices heard. The new single and the video was released during the National Voter Education Week on Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. I'm honored to use my platform to empower young people because not voting is definitely a red flag in a relationship, period, said Saucy Santana. Here's another quote. Now more than ever, we have to use our voices to stand up for what we believe in. Voting is sexy. Being informed is sexy. The explosive new single opens with Santana's infectious Southern drawl proclaiming no voting, no vucking. Having recently commanded the internet to walk, the self-proclaimed Material Girl opens the track with the line, he got mad jokes, he don't seem broke, the only red flag is he don't vote, close quote. Swagger is contagious as he maneuvers through the beat with his memorable signature hooks before hip-hop icon Trina hops on the track to command attention with the fierce feminine energy that she's been serving for over 20 years. Trina's clever political puns are bold yet empowering, with lines like, don't stop now, stuff my ballot box again, bought my homegirl through, we'll put the buy in partisan. Trina flexes her signature sex appeal and confidence that is sure to get Black singles to the actual ballot box. The new single comes fresh on the heels of BLK's announcement of their in-app election center, a digital hub designed to shift the culture of voting and politics in the Black community, amplify the voices of Black voters, and drive Black voter registration. The dating app recently conducted a survey of its users and found that while 80% of the users are registered to vote, more than half of registered voters do not know the date of the 2022 midterm elections. Quote, we couldn't be more excited to announce this collaboration with the two of the most trailblazing figures in hip hop and culture, again, said Jonathan Kirkland, the head of the brand and marketing for BLK. Quote, our users are inspired by the confidence and the powerful female lyrics, while Saucy Santana's fervent and self-assured lyrics have broken barriers of inclusivity in the hip hop community. With these two cultural icons, we hope to empower a new generation of young voters to get involved in this and future elections. Now, in addition to the new voting anthem, the campaign will also incorporate an in-app and other digital features to encourage young Black singles to get involved in the voting process. The dating app has created a digital hub at www.novotingnovucking.com where users can check their registration status, register to vote, and learn more about the political initiatives in their community. On the Black app, members will have the opportunity to share a profile sticker and allow users to match with others that share the same concern over policy issues. The campaign was created in partnership with Majority, the marketing agency that created and executed last year's Vax That Thing Up campaign, featuring Juvenile, Manny Fresh, and Mia X. Of the creative approach, Majority founder and CEO Ahmed Farhang explains, quote, attraction boils down to how one prioritizes the physical, emotional, and intellectual. To encourage more singles to vote, we're formally adding civic duty to that priority list, close quote. For more information, you can watch the stream, the new No Voting, No Vucking video. Just go right there if you want to watch it. Well, now, you guys saw that, and I've got a whole lot more for you. We're not going to get into that yet. I want to welcome my guests. We have Jay Prince. Hello, kind sir. How are you? As well
good.
as
How are you, Miss Lockhart?
Wonderful. Illuminated Revelation is here as well. Thank you for being here. I had a comment that was put up on the screen a few minutes ago. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Derek Williams, Disciple of the Messiah, as well as Gar and everybody that I may be missing. And the comment was, basically, and I'm going to paraphrase it. Here, let me put it up here. I think it was right here. Larry said it right there. I have some background noise, just a smidge right there. So he says, man, liberal Blacks making us look bad. Yeah, right. And it's because of the agenda that was pushed on us that we accepted gladly. Okay, we gleefully accepted it. So I'm not going to say, nobody had anything to do with it. Yeah, we had something to do with it because we gleefully accepted it. We gleefully accepted every single thing that we're dealing with right now. And that is part and parcel the issue. Jay Prince, you saw what we've read thus far. Mm-hmm. We've only done the articles. And with the articles, you did get to see some of the clips. What do you think about what you've seen? And what do you think about, you guys just open forum, just talk about it.
I think, like I said a while ago, Black women and Black gay men is the new leaders of the Black community. Black gay men and Black women are the new leaders of the Black community. And this liberal stuff, it wasn't intended for a man, no way, especially for the Black man, no way. It was intended for, they policies was to help the Black woman, which breeded the Black gay men through other, only seeing their mother. So I think that's going to be our detriment. All this vucking, unless you vote, that is ridiculous. Like, it don't make sense.
You don't think that's what we're concerned with? I mean, how did we get here? Others will say, well, it's natural. You don't think that's it? I mean, come on now. They had us last year with the whole go ahead and get this thing. You go get it. And, and they had Juvenile come out on that. And I got some more information about that. So we're going to be looking at that. But I mean, why do you think they think that's what moves us? Is there validity or truth to it?
I mean, sex does move us. That's the main talking points of all of these lies is boils down to sex with the other gender. But like, they manipulate. Okay, I guess the gay male is for the gay audience. Mm-hmm. They represent the gay audience. I guess the Black woman represent the straight male audience. I don't know what to say on that.
What do you think, Illuminated?
Well, good afternoon, Miss Lockhart. What's up,
Good
Jay
afternoon
Prince?
to you too.
What's up?
Now I want my chat to see your wonderful face and to see you.
Yeah, I'm
all
outside.
right, now look like you fishing.
No, I'm outside doing some yard work back
Oh,
here
that's
with,
fine. That's fine.
you
Come
know,
as you are. Yes.
yeah, with the wife, getting her stuff together, getting her side of the yard together, so to speak. But I couldn't wait for you to get on because I heard those articles. And to Jay Prince's point, we have to look at it as an agenda. It's an agenda that's being perpetuated on our community. We are the number one consumers of whatever. They put it on us. And if we can get this group of demographics to do this and influence them, then we can go ahead and influence the whole community as a whole. But the problem they're having is the voice and the voices that they're using and the persons that are perpetuating this agenda don't have as much influence as they used to when they were in office. So for me, as me and my friend has been doing a background study, and I don't want to release this information just yet, but there's some information that is going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks about this hidden agenda that's being perpetuated on not just our community, but on the American community and the American people as a whole. So this no vucking, which is so vile to me, and so disgusting, and and is predicated on as though we have no type of intellectual intelligence, no type of moral standards or anything like that. So um, I'll close with this. It's getting to the point to where if we don't inform ourselves with shows like this and this space that we're doing, we're going to end up not only losing our community, we're going to lose this nation. And that's what's happening now. They've gotten and they've even captured the pulpits, which is used to be the main voices for the African American or the Black community. So once they captured that, I saw a clip with Stacey Abrams and Jamal Bryant, and he's perpetuating just go out and vote. Don't look at the policies. Don't look at the issues. Don't look at none of the laws and legislations that are being harmful to us. So that's where I believe your show is going to be so um, elevated and educational for us as a community, because there's certain things that this is just my humble opinion. I'll close with this, Ms. Lockhart, that there's other strategic things that needs to be discussed than what is the rights of a woman in relationships and all that. That's fine, but there are other more detrimental issues that are plaguing our community.
and
Go
and
ahead,
the
I'm done.
and to like, okay, I'm looking at this. This is kind of like a manipulation, basically saying men can't have. They won't give men sex unless they vote. Well, they're just gonna be down alone because you can't force men to vote. This will make me vote the opposite on purpose just because they force it. I will, and then like they got this. I hate to say it, but these people is representing black men. People don't understand how image is very important. This is what make people believe who you are based off what they see of the representation of you. And as when they see us as black men as to be gay, that's gonna be the representation of black men. And I wonder why us black men, the straight black men, it seems like we done got kicked out. It's almost offensive to be straight. You make people uncomfortable for being straight, having straight viewpoints, and being boisterous about your straight viewpoints. It's going to be offensive to a lot of people because uh, the people that don't care about straight, when it comes to straight men, especially straight black men, if you're not a straight black man, they don't. If you're not a straight black man, they don't. People don't mind tearing it down. So women don't mind. A lot of these black women don't mind tearing down a straight black man because they're not straight black men. Gay black men don't mind tearing down the image of straight black men because they are gay. So eventually, it's gonna be the black woman and the black gay man gonna be running the black community, and I'm uh, I'm just opposed to it.
Well, there's a lot of good comments. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm on the other side.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. You know, I think that right now what we're looking at is they're just in your face with it. It's like right in your face. They don't care what you think about it. They believe that it's already worked for them. I'm gonna pin the link to the top of the chat so that if you guys want to come on, you can just hop on. So I think that they don't care what you think about it. It doesn't matter. None of that matters what you think about it. None of it. They don't care. They're in your face with it, and you just got to deal with it.
I think black men should start taking. This is what I mean. This when we talk about accountability, this is accountability that I'm willing to accept. We straight black men is allowing too much in our community, and we got this idea that no matter we don't have no voice, we can't control our community. We are the leaders of the community. Straight black men is the kings of the community. Can't no black woman run shit. Excuse my language. Can't no black woman run nothing. Can't no gay black man run nothing. The straight black men is the ones that's populating the black community. Period. Period. The gay black man is not populating the black community, nor the black woman she partake in it, but she need a straight black man to populate the black community. And we are the leaders, and if us straight black men, you know, a lot of us straight black men is forced to say that it don't matter, do what you want to do, as long as you don't bother nobody. You know, no. If we got something against that, we should speak out about it. And just like they got gay pride, well, we got straight pride, because it seems like everybody got their voice. The black woman got their voice, the gay man got their voice, but the straight black man don't got no voice no more.
Come on up, Anarchy. You know the water is fine. Zara B, hey, sweetheart, it's good to see you. You're welcome to come on up as well. We have Jay Prince with us. Illuminated Revelation has already joined us. And what we're doing is just talking about it. We're literally just talking about it. There's a couple of other little shockers, because you guys know how I am. Once I hear a name, I start pulling names, and then I start researching that individual. Inside of the story that we were just listening to, there was a gentleman by the name of Omid Farhad. I discovered who he was, and I discovered who he was in partnership with. He is the hey there. That's our friend, Anarchy Television. How you doing? So good. I'm glad to see you. Listen, what I learned was I found out that this Ahmad or Omid Farhad person he just joined a company last year. And the company that he joined was, like a marketing company. And this marketing company has worked for major companies, but he also has a business partner. I want you to see who his business partner is. And I want you guys to let me know what you think. We're all going to share the screen for this. And first, I want to show you what the business partner was involved in at first, because he sort of gave one business up. He joined this business, and he now these two, the Omid Farhad and this other gentleman, great guy, by the way, they're a part of the same team, part owners. Did you guys know that Shaq owned a pretzel company? Anybody know that?
No.
Yeah. Shaq owned a pretzel company, and he decided that it was not doing so good. He decided that he was going to close that pretzel company because he said that black folks don't eat pretzels. So in other words, if black folks don't eat pretzels, he wasn't going to get involved in it. He felt like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to make any money. So let's see about the black folks not liking the pretzels so that I got to qualify this. All right. Let me let you see this.
So chocolate with munch on them.
Yeah, well, it says, here it is. Black people don't like pretzels. Shaquille O'Neal's investments in various businesses allowed him to thrive even after retiring from the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the most successful NBA players on and off the court. He managed to take care of his finances by investing early on in different ventures, including franchising. However, he had to let go of some of them to stop the bleeding. The Big Diesel revealed that Auntie Anne's was one of them. In an interview, the former Lakers legend revealed just why he let go one of his Auntie Anne's stores. It wasn't clear that Shaq meant when he claimed he sold his Auntie Anne's, because according to a quick online search, he still owns 17 stores in the United States. Here's a quick quote. We love pizza. I sold my Auntie Anne's, because black people, because he knows what blacks like. Black people don't like pretzels that much. So I had to switch up, close quote. The interviewer claimed that people eat cinnamon pretzels. Shaq rejected and said, no one eats cinnamon pretzels. Of course, the Hall of Famer only said those things in jest, but it reflected his good business mind. He makes a decision based on logic and rationale and not emotion. So this means that anything, according to that statement, that he's gotten himself involved in, he does it with logic and rationale, wouldn't you say? I think so. All the other business ventures owned by Shaq are well documented, aside from Auntie Anne's. The 7-footer also owns 155 Five Guy restaurants, a Krispy Kreme franchise, and a movie theater. O'Neal also maintains a big chicken restaurant, several Papa John branches, and a burger place named after him. Obviously, his favorite choice of the franchise business, and for other good reasons. The Big Diesel believed that if you follow the rules, you can't go wrong. However, he turned down a chance to own one of the biggest coffee stores in the world, Starbucks. He shared how his conversation with his agent went. Howard Schultz wants to do business with you. And I'm like, coffee? Because growing up in my household, again, I never seen a black person drink coffee. Black people don't drink coffee, sir. I don't think it's going to work. And you should have seen his face close quote. I hear some background, just a little. It goes on to say that's business for you. That's business for you. You win some, you lose some. But more importantly, you take away everything that you learn and apply them as you go along in different industries. There's always a risk, but being a good-natured and likable person like Shaquille O'Neal's helps immensely in any business. So it would appear that he likes to diversify. He likes to get his feet wet in all different kinds of businesses. He doesn't have a problem closing down something that doesn't work, and it would appear that he attaches himself to the things that he thinks will. Let's take a look at what this other gentleman, Mr. Omid Farhad, does and who he does it with. I'm sure you can guess. The cat might be out of the bag. It's Shaquille O'Neal. So we just got through seeing the first person is on one end dealing with it, and that is Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, right? Hey, don't shoot the messenger. We already know that we're only looking at the stories. That's it. Nothing else. We're not saying anything. We're not making anything up. These things are documented. The Momentum CCO, Omid Farhad, teamed to launch Majority. That's the name of the company that did the video, or that is the advertisement heartbeat of the video that you just saw, as well as Juvenile's that thing up. I don't want to say the full word. That thing up last year. Here you go. Shaquille O'Neal has joined forces with the award-winning marketer Omid Farhad to create Majority, an independent creative marketing agency that's based out in Atlanta. In addition to his career as a basketball Hall of Famer and NBA analyst, O'Neal is a prolific celebrity marketer. Meanwhile, Farhad was most recently the chief creative officer at Momentum Worldwide, part of the McCann World Group family, after stops at the Crispin Porter and Boguski, the creative artists agency. The name Majority speaks to the agency's intended mission in advertising. Get this, in advertising, we're really good at telling clients to disrupt the status quo, Farhad observed. Yet, when it comes to talent, for over a century as an industry, have accepted the status quo. The abysmal representation, race, gender, and orientation. Majority's model emphasizes diverse talent, not just for a more equitable world, but on the thesis that diversity is the ultimate competitive advantage for cultural disruption. To that end, the agency offers clients cultural disruption. This is a quote, in the forms of including advertising, branding, entertainment, product innovation, experiences, art, and activism. The founders believe building the agency in Atlanta adds to their competitive advantage. Quote, It's a sign of progress that most every company today is looking for more diverse talent, explained O'Neill. Atlanta is a driver of Black culture, which is a driver of pop culture, and pop culture is where the best marketing lives, close quote. Majority launches at a time when both the nation and the ad industry continue facing a reckoning on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Reforming the current system will be a slow process, said Farhang, and our mission is to help accelerate systematic change in advertising by accelerating the normalization of diverse faces, powering the best creative companies in the world. Now, I don't think there's any need for me to read any further, but what I will tell you is it's a pretty unique read. Let's look at this piece right here. Born of Iranian immigrants, Farhang transitions from Momentum, where he spent 6 years as a CCO, expanding the agency's repertoire across experimental product innovation and branded entertainments. And look at some of the companies that he worked for: American Express, Verizon, SAP, and Coca-Cola. In 2019, he led Momentum to its first ever Cannes Grand Prix victory for Nike Church. Today, he is also the creator and the host of an industry podcast called Talking to Ourselves. I want you guys to look at all this down below in the description, because it is very important that you understand that everybody who look like you, they ain't all kinfolk, but you can keep supporting them if you want, and you can always scratch your head when you see something unique like these videos. I'm going to turn it over to the panel while I dig up a couple more videos that I think you're really going to find interesting. Go ahead, guys.
I just think Shaq, you know, when you in this industry and you making a lot of money, it's just my beliefs. If the swindling is yielding towards like this certain type of community, it's almost like they are forced to do little extra stuff, even if it goes against their beliefs. And if they don't do a lot of this stuff and talk against it, that's when a lot of these black celebrities end up, you know, in prison for messing with some girls or something like that. It just, I just think it's a force for a lot of these beliefs. I just can't believe all of these black men is accepting a lot of this mess. I don't understand where these black men get these ideas. Why we got to be so loving, so understanding, so caring. I don't understand that. Sometimes us straight black men, we need to stand on our ground, say what we don't believe, be very boisterous about it, and not accept it, and not allow it to your race, to your community, to the race that you create. Black man, you create the black race. Can't nobody tell you what to do, and can't nobody tell you what to do and when and where to create the black race. That's on you. God gave you that power to be able to create the black race, and you are entitled and the last say so what goes on and what you will tolerate and what you would not tolerate in your black community, in your black race.
I agree 110%. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, because I keep dipping over to the other side. And what I've learned is when you start to dip over to the other side, I end up losing you guys sometime. I'm going to show you guys what they thought of you last time they wanted you to get. And I say you because this is what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to get onto the polls. Let me show you what this particular group of individuals thought would be apropos for us. Here we go. We're going to make sure that when I show this, it's not going to have the sound. So I want you guys to see it, because really it don't matter what the sound is. They wanted to grab your attention. They wanted to get inside of your eye gates, and they wanted to make sure that they ruined your day by making sure that when you looked at it,
Visuals.
oh yeah, you got to have the visuals. You got to have the visuals. This is muted specifically for this. If you have children in the room, please take your kids up out of here. This is not a place for them today. This is called Get Your Booty to the Polls. This is why they wanted you to hurry up. They literally went to Atlanta, to Magic City, and they pulled this together specifically for you, black man, black woman. Well, because this is where you live and they know how to get you. Didn't you just hear Shaq? Didn't you just hear the advertising moguls? This is what they said you like. And they're going to make sure that you get it to the poll. Get on down there. Don't you see that? Won't that help you? So this is where they started. And because nobody said anything then, well, now you have what you had just now with the fingernails and all of that other stuff. Of course, that's the reason why you've got this now, because nobody said anything and made them take it down. No takedown. Let's go vote. You know, young man, when you're getting busy with a young woman, you know, young
Oh
woman,
my
when you're
God.
getting busy with a young man, that's what you're thinking of. Of course it is. Come on, you're black, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. Go vote. Come on, man. When are you going to get tired of getting pimped out? When are you going to get tired of the pandering? When are you going to get tired of them using your children, your wife, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your mom and them? When you going to get tired? I don't
Wow.
know. You guys tell me what you think. When is the tired
Well,
point?
here's what you just did. You just laid out a demographic and a specific geographic location in reference to what they did. Notice what Shaq said. Atlanta is the hub of basically the black community. But what's going on in the black community? Well, let's do a little history lesson. Atlanta was known for basically the city, like sort of like San Francisco, but they put us on the DL. The down low actually came, well, was allegedly came from that particular location, and it's mostly the highest density of population as far as African American goes. So they figure if you get that group right there, this is the mind and the community of how we think. So my whole thing is, they don't represent us. So what they do is they take a specific demographic and then turn around and say, this is what the black community thinks. So when we don't oppose it, then they say they are in agree. We as a community are in agreement with it. Then they get their celebrities, people that we know, people that we adore and we like and we admire, and we're not gonna. Most people are not going to question, quote unquote, the celebrities. So we just say, okay, we accept it. We'll go ahead and go along with it. And FYI, you can look this up. It was on TNT
Mhm.
when Shaq and I believe Greg Anthony and I believe Kenny Walker and EJ was on there, and Shaq had a particular ring, and he made no bones about it, and he joined the Masonic Order.
Mm.
So that lets you know right there where this agenda is going. So those who want to oppose, those who want to, come at me and say this or that, look at what the Prince Hall Masons, what they represent, and then you go from there and you do your own research. He had the ring and he showed it. So it's for public information. I'm not saying no hearsay or anything like that, but that's what that is. So they give an agenda. They go to the specific high density population and represent. And you said something real key, Ms. Lockhart, and I'll close with this. We didn't oppose it. So now they're just going to keep going further and further and further until we say something. But as far as they're concerned, it's too late. They're out there now.
Mm-hmm. They're out
They're out
there.
there.
Go
I
ahead, Jay Prince.
I think the best way for black men to say something about this is not to let that vagina take you off your square. And it's sad that our women would sign up for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm starting to believe that they're not on our team. And why they want us? Why since when they went? Why do they want us to vote so bad? I'm talking about our black women. Why do they want us? You got to ask yourself, why is they getting naked and stuff? Because they seen that a lot of black men wasn't going for this voting stuff, especially like in that governor voting for that black woman up in ATL. So now they starting to get naked, all kinds of stuff.
Jay Prince, her name is Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams, right? So the government know the closest thing to a man is his woman. If you get the woman, you got the nation.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the woman to follow you, you got the
Mm-hmm.
nation. But we need to conquer that. Black men, we can't continue to just because our woman is pretty and they got a vagina. Just because you going to them vote, them women ain't finna sleep with you. So don't just go do something just because you think these women gonna be over there and they gonna give you some butt or whatever. No, man, we gotta stay 10 toes down and this stuff. A lot of times, see, the government know women alters a lot of men's minds and their belief system. They know men can have a strong belief system, but if a woman is opposed to that and she look good, a lot of men gonna go, bite the bullet for them women. I think as black men, we need to stand toes on our ground and stand firm. We can't continue to be weak, and we can't continue to let these women manipulate us through their femininity or their looks. That's how this is a prime example of the black community where, like, I hate to say this, but if I want to rob eliminated, all I gotta do is send a fine woman around there and boom, set him up, bam, he got. So we can't let these women take our guards down. We gotta be up strong and stand firm in what we believe in. Can't none come between that.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I want to show you guys the same company last year how
And
they
Ms.
helped.
Lockhart,
Go
Ms.
ahead. You
Lockhart,
want to respond? Go ahead.
no, I want to impose a question. Okay, here's something that I'm noticing with this when you brought this article out. If the if the first quote unquote African American president was for his community, why is he perpetuating this type of debauchery if it's to uplift our community? That's a question I posed to the chat. And I know people are great fans and have great respect for him. And we had a discussion on one of the panels a couple of weeks ago about what did he do for us? Well, here's the evidence now. Look at what's going on now. And I know a lot of people going to get upset. That's fine. But you got to stop looking and getting into your emotions and begin to really look at what Miss Lockhart is doing. Data research, policies, articles, because they're putting this stuff out in the open, but we don't read this stuff. So now we can't oppose it. And then when it comes up on us, they look around and why is our community in shambles? Well, here you go. They take people of high caliber and quote unquote high visibility, and they use them to perpetuate that agenda. So that's a question that they need to look at. If he is supposed to be so much for us, why is him and her? I'm not gonna get off in that other part. Why is him and her? That's why him. Why is him and her? Him and her, doing this and putting this on our community. That's my question.
And black men, you got to realize too, especially with the Liberal Party, right, Democratic Party, it don't benefit you as a black man. I know it might benefit the black woman, but a lot of black men will say, well, if it benefit the woman, it benefit us. No, we are not on the same team. Since the Democrat Party, since we had the Democrat Party involved in our lives, it always affected us, and we supported it. It always had affected us, always. So, and you understand, you have to open your eyes and realize, have your black woman really been on your team? And when you start thinking about all the other stuff that took place, no, they are not on the same team as the black man. It might look like they on the same team because we share the same skin color, but not all of them is on your team. The fact that they were willing to go all out their way and to even believe in that particular party that's been affecting the black man. No, that should make you think, no, we are not on the same team. Our women, I hate to say this, not all of them, but there's a large number of them. They are on their team. Their team don't got nothing to do with us black men. Because this stuff is not going to benefit us as a black man. It might benefit the black woman, but it ain't going to benefit us not one bit. That's all I got to say. Black man, just open up your eyes, man. Stop being whipped. And open up your eyes. Leave that belief system alone. Like, no, we are not on the same team.
There's a little whipping going on.
Yeah. And just because they give you some scratchy, that don't mean they on your team.
I thought about Pops off of that movie Fridays. Out. That crazy old man. So listen, we're going to look at right now the juvenile clip from last year, and I have it right here. Not going to play it in its. I'm going to play it, but without any, audio. I just want you guys to get an idea of what they thought of us last year when they wanted to promote everybody to get on out there and do something. They always associate everything that happens with us with this. So here you go. It's the same exact dating app company. Same exact dating app company. I'm showing this to you here because it doesn't get any bigger here. Can I see it on YouTube? Let's see. Will it show it?
Yes,
there
ma'am.
you go. Now it'll go. So this is them again. And if you guys remember the song that this is, it's Manny Fresh and all of them. That's the same guy. Except for this time, the other time he was with a guy, and this one he's with a girl. If you listen to it in its context. That's us. That's all they think about us. Can you guys see this? I hope so.
I saw something at the beginning. It froze up on me.
Oh, it froze up? Okay, so let me come back over there because it didn't let me move over. Hold on. That's why I need you. Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start it again because I had to find it. So that's cool. Let's just do it again. Let's take that one away and let's just bring it back up. But this is what they did last year. And apparently this is the only reason why I could see them doing it again is because it worked. It must have worked because they're doing it over and over again. So here, this was last year for you to go ahead and get yourself one of these. If you wanted to have a good time, then you had to have one of these.
Well, it looks like a music video to me.
Well, yeah. Because of course, I'm gonna tell you guys in a second what I think. Can you see that? Yeah, you can.
That's supposed to be a commercial?
It's something for people to get on out there.
Mm.
You remember the old song, "Use a big fine woman, won't you back that thing up?" Right. This is the beat. These are the artists, and that's the beat that they're singing to. We're not going to listen to it, but you guys got to get the idea. It looks like a video.
Right.
Because all jigaboos, what do they call them? Spear chuckers, and what else have we been considered? Jigaboos, spear chuckers, Al Jolson types, all that kind of, Sammy Davis, boing, boing, boing dancers and tap dancers and soft shoes and salt shoes. Mammy, that's it. Because of course, don't you like this? All we need is some fried chicken in this commercial and a whole big old thing of some watermelon. This is you, right? Come on now down here and vote. Come on now. Come on down here and get this. That's what you like. You like all this stuff. Yeah.
Kind of like having the hot sauce in the pocketbook.
There you go. The pocketbook hot sauce for the girl with the blonde hair and the server in the bathroom. That didn't prompt any.
Did Miss Lockhart, did you just see what they posted under the car? Herd immunity.
Okay. Yeah.
And what is that associated with?
Well,
I know, but I'm saying it's in the video. I'm just quoting it. I'm just quoting the video.
You're on
See?
it. You are on it.
See? Look at that. Look at that.
Look at it. You see that?
But didn't they oppose that when it first came out?
Of course they did.
just checking.
Of course they did.
Okay. But in this case, herd immunity is okay when it comes to get out to vote.
Oh yeah, but remember,
the event happened.
This video that you just saw was for last year, right? To go and get one of these. The video that you just saw with the gentleman in the long fingernails, and I'll use the term gentleman very loosely, politely, and because I'm a lady. So with that said, the long fingernails and all that other stuff, and to get on out there and do it, and inclusivity and all of that, that is what they think of us for this year's vote. Why? Because the video that I just showed you with getting your butt to the pole, getting your booty to the pole and sliding all around the pole, because, well, all black folks go to strip clubs, whether you're a man or woman. Don't you know you go to Magic City when you hit Atlanta? Well, of course, that's the first place black women and men go. That video was the last time they wanted us to get out and go and vote, right? And so because that one worked, that is the reason why we ended up with the one with the old Trina. Now, Trina was relevant 20 years ago. She's still relevant as it relates to people knowing her in the hip hop genre. However, Trina, They always go and they grab these people who have had songs in the past that have been big hits that could still sell out when they go to do a concert. But I cannot believe that she was that hard up for money, the same way I felt about Manny Fresh and Juvenile last year. But when you continue to allow yourself to be used over and over again, I guess they figure, let's call such and such that we used last year and ask them, do they know somebody who'd be interested in totally annihilating their race this year? Go ahead.
Miss Lockhart, Miss Lockhart, didn't Trina didn't she just get married?
You know, I don't follow her that much. What I did know was she the one that was dating Jamal, the pastor in Atlanta? That was Tweet.
Yeah.
That was Tweet. I don't know who she just married. If anybody married her, I have no clue.
No, you know what? I'm thinking. I'll take that back. I strike that last comment. I'm thinking of DeBrat.
Oh,
DeBrat just got married.
Yeah, I did see that.
And the fact that they're doing all of this to get us to vote should tell you something. Black
Exactly.
You got power, because if they willing to do all of this, and let me remind you, those people are getting paid to do these videos.
Money. Yep.
Well,
hey, Jay Prince, here's a word that used to come up in the 80s and 90s as we was coming up. You a sellout. You sold out your community. That used to be real big in the music industry and things like that when people crossed over to commercial. I mean, you sold out. You're not original. You don't love your people anymore.
They did that to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. So when they say they sell out, so now is that word still relevant to what we see today, and according to what you are letting us know and informing us? Who's selling out now? Are we consider them sellouts now, or did the definition change? Because they're redefining everything. Y'all know that, right? They're redefining words and terms and everything else. So I don't know.
On that level, it almost sounded like that the people that support this stuff are the sellouts. Not necessarily with the people that are doing it. They're already sold out.
Okay.
But the people that are supporting them are also selling out. You know what I mean? That's on that same level. I was sitting. That was one of the things that popped in my mind. I don't know.
I could see that. I could see that.
You know, I mean, I'm real weird about all that stuff when it comes down to it. I mean, it's like that voting thing, for instance. Like they say that the lesser of the two evils. Well, evil still wins.
Yep.
If you're going to vote for lesser of the two evils, so we got to change that whole mentality and go for the good part. You know what I'm saying? Because quite honestly, the whole division I see is not necessarily color, except the color of money. Because the financial, the economic thing is really where it's at when it comes down to it. The more money you got in your pocket, the more you look at everybody that's poorer than you as the lesser type of person. And they get treated that way. I know a lot of people, man, that got lots of dang money. And these people, they look at everybody as a lesser person just because they can't afford this and that or whatever. So it's not really about color, unless it's the color of money. Whatever that is, gold, silver, green, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Because I mean, that's what really makes this world go round. It's not the color of the skin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I also was thinking about it when you guys were talking earlier. It reminded me of the tactics that was illustrated in was it the Willie Lynch letters? I don't know if you guys have ever read that, but the tactics. The tactics they were expressing in that, where they can control for hundreds of years into the future. It was kind of like that thing. It's keeping everybody divided in a sense while they sit up on the porch watching. There's also the ones that work the fields and the ones that work the house. Now the ones that work the house, they ain't had it so good, so they're going to want to keep it. You think about it in the modern day, it's like a global plantation in a sense. But you think about it in a modern day when it comes down to governments and the peoples, the ones that working for it, they ain't got to go so good, so they don't want it to go away. And the people that are sitting there actually busting their ass to keep it going and being thieved from, they don't care if it burns down to the ground. Actually, if it catches on fire, they're going to hope for a breeze. You know what I mean? But the thing is, there's the ones that are working in the house. They're the ones that are going to get buckets of water trying to put it out. But they're still, you get what I'm saying? They're still under that control. even though they ain't got it so good. Some of them, they got it so good right there, making money off our misery right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm.
the problem.
I agree.
That's a
I
problem.
Hey,
agree.
I think
it
it's
reminds
deeper
it
than
reminds
money.
me it reminds me of that line in it reminds me of that line in Django. Hey, y'all want to see something?
Right, right, right,
I,
right. That's
Well,
a
go
good
ahead,
I
Jay.
movie.
think
I'm gonna
it's
tell you,
kind of
right.
it's
You know what
deeper
I'm
than
saying?
money.
Hey, Miss Lockhart, and Jay Prince, that's what we got to do. Hey, we got to bring the people that's in the field and the ones in the house, because you seen who was up in the house.
Well,
What that
you know,
man doing
all
up
right.
on the
That was another
house?
thing too. When you was talking to talk about the women, you see about the women and the children are usually the ones in the house. If the women's the ones that end
Exactly.
up controlling the men's, you know, if
Mm.
men's get out of control, the women will be like, no, 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 you need to chill out. Da 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 da. That was how they did that. That was one of the tactics of that Willie
Yep.
Lynch. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
was sitting there
Yeah.
thinking about that same thing when you were mentioning it. I can't see his name right offhand, but the one up in the top right corner next to you, Miss Lockhart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
That's Jay Prince. Yeah, I don't know why
Jake,
your names aren't showing up. I was sitting up here trying to figure out what I had to do to make your name show up because they usually do.
that's
But
what it
that's Jay
reminded me
Prince.
of when you were talking, and you know, it just I was sitting there thinking about it. As if we can break that in a sense, that chain as a people all together, because honestly, it really doesn't matter who you are, what color
Mm-hmm.
you are right now. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about economics right
Nope.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I kind of think it's a
Exactly.
little bit deeper than the money. I think money is a big aspect of it also, but I think like they want to condition, like change the way we believe and come and creating this new system and implementing it in various communities and change the way we operate and view things. I
Hmm.
don't know. It's I think it's going to be a different type of beliefs or system, and that's going to really affect our community.
Hey, Jay Prince.
Mm-hmm.
To what's his brother's name over here to my left, Miss Lockhart?
You can
This
call me Wingnut. You can call me
Hey,
Wingnut.
what?
Anarchy Television is my YouTube channel, but go ahead.
Okay. But to your point, when you mentioned economics, we had a sort of discussion on Fight Club, and one of the, I believe it was Mr. Fantastic brought up the point about Trump just did an interview. Please don't everybody in the chat go crazy. I'm just making a point here because I know that's a
no,
bad
it's
word.
okay. It's
No, I'm
okay.
just saying when you
We're
mention
adults over here.
yeah, no, when you mention certain people's name, they just lose their mind. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, he made a point where Trump talked about in an interview that he said that after the election, everything is supposed to be going down in the toilet. You know, he used other language. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what we have to look at, Jay Prince, as far as what Wingnut is talking about, as far as economics, because you have to look at it. This vote and people that are supposed to be put in place and put in certain positions because they sold out. America's for sale right now to the
Mm,
highest bidder.
mm,
So if you put people in certain positions, in certain legislations that can be passed, then we remain powerless. So in that point, Wingnut is correct because we're already in a recession. I don't care what that woman that comes on every
Is it
Thursday, whatever she
Yellen?
comes up.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, that one. The one
yeah,
with the
that one.
Fraggle Rock hair.
Yeah, you know, the one that came from, I believe, from Africa and supposed to be the first,
Oh,
first.
I'm
Yeah,
the first Haitian. I'm the
yep,
first this and that. I'm the
yep,
first this and this and that.
yep.
And I'm the
Her.
first to not know nothing that the president just said. You mean he said what? I have to look into that. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to
And,
get back with you on
and,
that.
and,
So Jay
and
Prince,
as
that's what I'm saying. Take a look at the big picture. If they can win back the House and the Senate, which that's what this whole thing is about. Because if you look at the polls, they pretty much almost lost the Latino community. They're losing
Mm-hmm.
the black vote. Period. So this is why when I say agenda, they went and got the former number 44 in her, and then they go get certain celebrities to come
Mm-hmm.
out. Well, if so and so say it's okay, then
mm.
it's okay. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they their name and they're up there and they're doing this, but it goes back to what Wingnut was saying. They already bought and paid for. So now
Right.
they just got to get the field people to line up. And that's
Mm.
what they consider us. They consider us useless eaters and they don't care nothing about us.
Yep.
So
and,
people have to
and
understand that.
Go ahead,
and
Jay Prince.
and to that point, it's almost like as I'm thinking about it, I'm getting more offended. Um, they finally
I'm
asking
sorry.
black
I
men.
did not mean that. I'm sorry.
No, no, not with you. I'm saying for this whole fight,
Right.
they finally asking black men for something. Since when
Mm.
they give a fuck about what black men? Every time it's time for election vote, they
Mm-hmm.
always want to come and ask us something. Outside of that, y'all don't want our decisions on nothing else. And
if you ain't black, you ain't gonna vote for him. You know, if you ain't
Right.
black, you're not. But I mean, come on now.
What did he say? Come on now. If
Yeah.
if you got to figure out who you're going to vote for, then you ain't black. Come
Right,
on
right, or
now.
something like that. Yeah.
And the second
Popcorn,
part of that, this is how you know your woman is not on your team. Because if the men say we're gonna vote conservative, men say we're gonna vote liberal, the woman's supposed to follow the man. How's the black woman and black man is on two different sides if we are on the same team?
Well, I would at least say they have
That's
to
good.
at least be
I agree.
support. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that like the woman period has to follow exactly what the man does. That's just my opinion. I
But
think
see,
they,
I'm gonna tell
but
you
they have to at
something.
least be a good support system. You know
But
what I
here's,
mean?
But the men
here's
will
the
know
deal.
better.
Our
Well,
community
you have a
has
point there.
gone
Fair
off
enough.
the rails. Our
Fair enough.
community has gone off the rails, Wingnut. Our community is off the chain right now, and
I-
we see it.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that we all see it as a whole, but let's just be honest. We have to isolate some of this. It has to be insulated. It does, in order for us to fairly be able to say, once we all get together, hey, you noticed that in your community too? I noticed it in mine too. We are now realizing, as we have for several years, that we got an issue, that there's something that stinks in Denmark.
Yep.
And the issue is the fact that
Yep.
once we signed on to begin to take all of the things that the government wanted to give us, clothed up in helpfulness, we see that our communities have now begun to decline. And we are the ones that they're targeting. And this is the reason why we're saying this. If it were not so, they would not be using this color skin to change the face of everything. They made everything about race over the past few years. It drove me nuts. Every statue that they took down, every monument that they took down, every time they wanted to go in and change the topography of a city, they used us and put a false issue going out there to say, oh, look, this is what happened. Let's just go ahead and burn the whole doggone thing down. And we're going to use BLM, even though we know we didn't. They ain't paid for none of this. Don't know black folk mobilize that fast, and Pope on them and Mom on them die. It takes you almost 3 weeks to get everybody a bus or plane ticket because everybody got to pitch in. But anytime something was going on over the past few years inside of any community or city, by the time the sundown, then you got a whole bunch of buses full of folks that look like us initially, that's all lined up down the street, ready to have some type of problem. That was not true, but they use us. They use us. And because they use us, this is the time for us to wake up and say, hey, yo, guess what? We see you. You can't use us no more. Right. And for what Jay Prince is saying is, look at what he's saying. That last video, the one that we saw with the man with the long fingernails, which happens to have a BBL and also happens to have these and happens to have these. There is a statue with a full this. There's a statue that mimics, and that's called Baphomet. I submit that he has shaped and framed himself to look exactly like the statue Baphomet, because that's exactly what Baphomet has, in the pudgy stomach, the little pudgy stomach. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the deal. When you look at the video, there is no representation for the black straight male, because the man that was showing his abs, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, which I would not play here, the lyrics of the song are talking about the guy with the nails is describing, as the man is shown on the camera, he's describing him and how they could get together if he would vote. So where is the black man in all of this? It's almost exactly like the eagle in end time eschatology, where you see that bold, vibrant eagle, you see the bear, you see the dragon, but then all of a sudden you don't see in end time eschatology. You be looking like, wait a minute, yeah, what happened to the eagle? You start looking for the eagle, because we ain't there. Yep. And that's the reason why they symbolically showed you him in absence. He was not there. However, how do we know that this was from the left? Well, I made a very good point when I said, look at all the blue. This was not a video to go vote. No, this was a video to get the Democrats to go vote. They were all blue. Every pair of clothes, everything. When they showed that line of people, they all had on blue.
Yep.
They all had on blue.
You have to check out from this standpoint too. They have to, when you say the man with the and the
Baphomet.
and the
Baphomet.
Yeah. So what they have to do is they have to redefine genders. Yes. When you redefine genders, you're talking about the God-centric Garden of Eden, where God said, "I created both male and female." So if I redefine that, that means this let's just cut to the chase and land this
Come on
plane.
now. Come on
It
and
is
land it.
it is a war against God himself. Period.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And most people, when you get in this space, well, we don't want to hear about the Bible, brother. That is the reason why we're in the predicament we're in. Now, you can believe what you want to believe, but God said, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." And most
Come on.
people, y'all know, you know that verse, Miss Lockhart.
Yes,
They
come
stop
on.
at Hosea 4 and 6. But if you read the rest of it, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you and your children. And what is happening now? You have grown adults taking little bitty children to doggone drag shows. See,
Mm-hmm.
they're after the children. And I'm glad Wingnut brung the Willie Lynch letter, but I'm going
Give
to
me
find it,
a
Miss
peace
Lockhart.
sign. Hold on just a second. Give me a peace sign right quick. CL Smooth, give me a peace sign. Just I took you off the screen so you can mute your camera or just show me your peace sign so I know it's you. We've been getting some weird stuff going on within the community. It's you. Just tell me your voice. Tell me something. Say hey so I can hear you. I see you. That's you. Okay, got you. You going back on the screen now. All right, come on. Go ahead. Finish.
So my train of thought is okay. So now that they're redefining it, the children, what I'm gonna send you, there was a declaration that I found where I'm gonna paraphrase it, but I'm gonna send it to you. So when you have it, that'll be part of your arsenal. Where they said that, as far as the alphabet community, they said this, and I'm gonna paraphrase it. They said we're going to be in your courts, we're going to be in your schools, we're going to be in your police department, we're going to be everywhere. And we're even going to be in the judicial and the legislation. You're not going to be able to stop us because we're going to legislate this agenda. And if you come against it, we're going to hijack the civil rights movement. We're going to look and fight for equal rights because not of the color of our skin or the content of our character, but because of our sexual preference. Okay. And they captured almost all that stuff. And I thought about that when I was on another panel. I was like, I got to find that. I know I got it in one of my data folders and stuff. I got to find that and put it out to the community so people can have it, because freely I receive, freely I give. I don't care. I just want people to understand what the agenda is, because some people, when you go into some of these spaces, I like what Jay Prince said. Oh, don't bother me. Live your life. Do what you want to do. And we sit back, and this is where we are now. That part.
Mhm.
This is where we're at now.
And I like to say, we don't, black men, you don't have to continue to support something that's hurting you. And I refuse to vote for anything if they're not talking about, since they got the black woman on there. If the black man, if this agenda is not gonna put black men in power of the community or put us in a position where we win it, F your vote. I'm not going to continue to vote for something at the end of the day was hurting us. When we talk about the president that we have now, a lot of us ended up in prison under his campaign, under his policies. So no,
But
we don't
I
have to
want to talk
continue
about
to do
something. You guys, and I got to write this down. I hope you guys can all come back when we do this again, because I'm going to talk about the fact that he just got through saying, okay, we're going to wipe down all the crimes of all these drugs and we're going to wipe it all away. Marijuana and all of these drug crimes, we're going to wipe it all off. And you know whose crime it wipes off? His sons. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish, Jay Prince. That's exactly what it wipes off. It wipes off his son's crimes.
We don't have to continue to support anything that's hurting us. Yes, we've been supporting stuff that was hurting us for a long time, and you got to be weary that they're using your women. This is chess. We have black queens, some like Lockhart and stuff like that, but they got black queens that's on the other side fighting for the opposite team. Because at the end of the day, every time we sign up for stuff like that, we end up losing it in the end. So it's actually teaching me that this Democrat stuff was only to benefit the women and to remove the men out the home and stuff like that. So I might do Republican. And another thing with the I think the black woman and the gay black man is like this. They both sisters. And in this video, the reason why you don't see the straight black man is there because the straight black man is irrelevant, and he's been irrelevant for the past 40, 50 years. Moving forward, the gay black man will be the voice and the head honcho of the black race, sister to the black woman.
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
So what is the future for the black male? For the black, I mean,
straight,
real
black straight male.
We should have, if we don't start a straight pride movement, if everybody else can have a pride, we should start a straight pride movement. If black men don't continue to just fall back and just let stuff just go with the flow, we're gonna lose. Eventually, everybody gonna be either gay or gonna be cast out the community. At one point, it used to be the other way around, but the table is turning. So the straight is becoming more of the minority, whereas the LGBTQ community is going to become the majority, sister with the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So they going to move in numbers, and the black woman is more black women than it is black men, and majority of the black man population going to be with the LGBTQ community, which leads that it's going to be a very minority of straight black men. And we're going to be the ones that have to hide. We're going to be the ones that's getting beat for being straight. We're going to be the ones that's getting cast out for being straight.
Wow.
Here's a hidden agenda for you, Ms. Lockhart. What is the quickest way to do depopulation reduction according to the Georgia Guidestones?
Remove
the inability to reproduce.
Remove the gender where you can't have any children. Yep.
Exactly. So if we can't procreate, then that's half the battle right there. And then according to certain things that are being released, I'm glad you brought up that thing that he just about the current guys in office. I don't never call him president, but the current guys in office, he waived all that stuff for the marijuana people that, as far as low amounts of marijuana. The reason why he's moving that direction, because there's certain things that is pointing towards his son, and it's very, very, very strong that he's possibly to be indicted. So we'll wait. It's just a wait and see. So that's why this voting thing and why they want you to keep them in power, because if those indictments and John Durham does what he's supposed to do, then it's all going to be strategic. It's all going to be for naught.
We the people of America are the royals. The government is our servants, and we need to actually make that happen, because that's where it's supposed to be, and it's not the other way around.
You know what? I say this, Weenut. I really honestly believe that at this point, we the people have to take it in the streets with ourselves, and what things like Jay Prince are saying. Because here's the reason why I say that. As I look at every single thing that's going on right now, being that we are being attacked from the inside out, from our food to our manufacturing facilities being burned to the ground, to every time I crack open one of the documents that I have to read, we're talking about, large amounts of beef. Even though I don't eat pork, I still have to add it to the game. Large amounts of pork, cows just dropping dead on the side of the road. I'm looking at people, now they knew that Lejeune had the water issues back there in the Carolinas, and now all of a sudden, now you can sue, but people were saying something was wrong back there. It's like every single thing, including HARP, including the hurricanes that we are having, things where you know that we own the technology to do X, Y, or Z, and then somebody sends some people up to the Massachusetts. Was it Massachusetts, y'all? Wherever they sent them up there to Martha's Vineyard, and then only a week or so later, they were all the way up underwater. There are so many attacks that are being done to the American people, not just the black folk, white folk, Indian folk, Mexican folk, whatever it is. There is such an all-out war on American people, the citizenry, that I don't know what we think the document itself is going to do us. I have a very good friend, and he's not been on YouTube for a minute, and he probably won't be back anytime soon, if he does. But his thing is, hey, listen, you know what? This is a war. You have got to realize that there is nobody else but you. There ain't no. It's like there ain't no. It ain't no justice. What's the rap song? Ain't no justice. It's just us. That's
Right.
it. That's it. So we have to be able to see in our minds and have the ability to build a community. Sherelle was here earlier. I don't think she's here now, but she was here earlier. And the one thing that she was saying was, hey, it is so important for us to only allow certain people to come into a community. Create a community, put up the criteria. If you want to live like X, Y, or Z, then you can stay on the outside of the community. But if you want to live like this, you want to raise healthy children, you want to have solid marriages, you want to make sure that your children are educated correctly and that everybody is held accountable to a statute of law, then come on. But if you don't want that, then you need to stay on the outside, and we're going to love you from out there. Stay on out there. That's what is needed. Go ahead, Jay Prince.
A city of refuge, Miss Lockhart.
I want to say this. Okay, like this Stacey Abram lady. Okay. First off, I want to disclaimer. Men, when we think about leadership, ruler, king, and all that other stuff, you think of a man. You think that's our job to go out there and provide and protect and produce. When you think of power, that's women is attracted to power. It's masculine to be powerful, to be able to provide. Now, we already been experiencing a lot of our women getting money, and a lot of times they make more money than the black man. Keep that in mind, okay? That's one. Now these women signing up to be governors. It's just the beginning. This is not full-fledged yet. This is just like a tryout. Now, if they become governor, guess what? The black woman, for the black race, the black woman will be the ones providing and protecting. And it's going to put the black man in a feminine position. Because guess what? When black men do try to rule, the governor is going to be led by a woman of that black community. The white community, all of the other communities, is not concerned about this. Stacey Abrams becoming a governor, they already know she can't really do nothing with their communities. But in the black community, the black man gonna be the feminine one, and the black woman's gonna be the one that's in charge. The black man will have to go to the woman for protection. They have to go to the woman for provision. That's how they swapping roles. And I would suggest black men not to dare vote for no woman to become in no type of power. And the fact that these women are signing up to be in these type of positions is very telling. It's very telling. It shows the lack of respect for the black man. It shows, especially with the video Ms. Lockhart just showed with the black woman and the gay black man. That shows, and no straight black man. That shows how they really feel about you, black men. You are irrelevant. You don't matter. They talking about voting and stuff, and they asking you for something with a black woman and a black man. You don't matter. They just need your little vote, and once they get that vote, that's no difference. They just need your sperm to make babies. So guess what? They played us that first time. They got our sperms, and after they got our sperm, we didn't matter after that. So they already screwed us over with that before. Fooled us once, shame on you. Fooled us twice, shame on us. We should refuse to sign to support anything of a woman leadership, because governor is in leadership. No, we should refuse all of that. I just suggest that y'all go ahead. Ooh.
I like it. Brave Caucasian said, love the show. But first, before I say that, I had it up there for a minute until I saw this that really prompted me. I want to thank Gar. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Great show and commentary, Lockhart. Keep it up. Salute. I'll keep it up. If y'all keep coming, I'll keep it up. How about that? How about that? So thank you so much for that. There's a here, Brave Caucasian says, love the show. Wish so-called black and so-called white could unite. Think how powerful we will be. Baby, that's the goal. And let me tell you why it's the goal. Because we got to get us first. We got to check us first. We got to get us together first. We cannot unite with nobody with the divisiveness we have in our community. Once you don't know who you are and you do not know what is the importance of you getting yourself together, you can't go out here and unite with anybody else. See, that's what we have right now. We have a lot of people that see that there's something wrong in our community, and what they end up doing is running, and that's good. Run, Flojo, run, baby, run. But the deal is that while you're running, you better know who you are while you're on your way to what you call a safe haven. We got to put this stuff in our faces. We got to make us see it. We have to make us, that's my job and everybody else's job. It's our job to make folks see it. Once we see it, and once we, as disciple of the Messiah said, know thyself, then we can cohesively become one with others. We can then bond together as humans, the human race, and do what we need to do. But the problem is now we got a lot of us running around bashing us because they've come to some revelation of what is conservatism. And now that they get out there and they say, okay, I'm a conservative, now I got to hate everything that's black. No. Come on back out of the light, Carol Ann. Come away from the light. All right, you in the light, but you get to come on back a little bit. Look, see right here, this is where you missed you. You got to understand who you are before you go over here and make a train wreck. So we got to get us together. We got to get the women back in our place where we're supposed to be, understanding that there is nothing wrong with being a mother, nothing wrong with being a wife, nothing wrong with submitting to your spouse. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because I tell you what, you're going out there to that job, you're going to submit to that man or that woman that's over you. See what I did there? You submitting, right? There is submission in you. All I'm saying is, why not give it to the cat that you're laying down with? That's all I'm saying. Hey, don't throw your rocks. All I'm saying, dear, is that you going to submit. You've shown it. You've proven it. And because you going to submit, all I'm saying is, submit to the one who can help keep your bills going and who can help take care of you, rub your feet in your head once you leave him. How about that? That's all we're saying. And so, yes, brave Caucasian, yes, we do need to unite because we are all a part of the same race, the human race. I want you guys to remember that a few months ago, I did a show and we spoke specifically of why do I always say there's only one race, the human race? And why do I always say the divisiveness is used? Because in a minute, they're going to shift. They're going to shift. And the shift is not going to be about who is white, black, purple, or yellow. As you can clearly see, over the last 2 years, 3 years, we've all gone through the exact same thing. We have all gone through the exact same level of oppression. No matter what color you are, no matter what city you live in, somebody was going through something at the exact same time. So what's going to happen is we're going to have AI, just as Drea just said. It will be AI. It will be robots. It will be Sophia and them, because while we're sitting up here arguing about stupid stuff, they are making Hanson's, the company Hanson and others. I think it's also Boston Dynamic. They are making robots do your job at breakneck speed. Hello, King BJ. How are you today?
How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Welcome to the panel.
I'm doing great. How you doing, Miss Lockout, and to the whole panel?
Wonderful. Run away from the Democratic Party. They show you all types of dysfunction every time. And don't become a sellout. Ain't nothing wrong with being a regular black man or woman of conservative influence. That is all I'm saying. Stay who you are. Understand who you are. But understand, I don't need to be out here talking bad about my own people simply because now I'm a conservative. Like, oh, well, I got mine. You need to go get yours.
I was listening earlier.
Go ahead. King BJ, who was that?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was listening earlier, but I had some noise around me, but I said, let me step out and get in this conversation, because you were breaking it down. You were talking about no voting, no vucking, or whatever this thing, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at the lyrics the other day. I think I even sent them to you, and I said to myself, I said, now this thing is kind of odd to me, because you got a guy saying, somebody, you don't do your silly duty, you can't get the coochie, but this is a man with nails that's talking about trying to teach women how to work.
She said that, but he said, well, we're not going to say the words here about what he said, because I've been very cautious and cognizant of the room that we're in and whose platform we're using not to do so. But here's what he said. He was basically saying something on the line of, I'm not even going to say it's vulgar. I'm not even going to mention what they do in public or in secret. Hallelujah. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to say was that he said something that deals specifically with what it is that they do in secret. And we're going to leave that there. But go on ahead.
Well, what I looked at it in more as a common sense thing, I was like, now, let me get this straight. So this Trina, who's supposed to be former stripper, used to be a Trick Daddy, who more so was on feature song. I never looked at her as that big as people did, but that's just me. But whatever the case may be, when you're looking at him and you're seeing this, you got to say, okay, so you got two out of you trying to get they even told you on the thing they're trying to get Gen X. So what I did was I said, hold on, let me go check out this BLK. So I went and checked it out. Well, guess what? This is the most interesting part now. They actually got on there, women actually putting on the app. Some about abortion rights.
Okay. We don't want to use the trigger words here on the channel, you guys. Well, only words we'll use, we'll say deleted, we'll say things of that nature. But anything we know this platform says we can't say, in order for us to make sure that we are able to share the good news and the truth, we're gonna go ahead on play along. Deleting.
Well, it's not. Well, let's put it this way. It's not what they call
it's deleting. Go ahead.
It was like a blatant form of, to me, just hypocrisy. So you're telling me that this is voter education week, because they actually said this week was National Voter Education Week. Monday was one day, then that was the day they released that. Then there was Tuesday was up. They had 5 days of National Voter Education Week. But if this is how you want to educate somebody to vote, this is like a smack in the face. And it's just the same thing 2 years ago when they said, get your voters to the poll. And here we go again. Basically, you saying if you don't get none, you don't do this, you can't. So they're just playing. It's like that same old script. Say the black man is a sex demon, and if you take that away from him, he'll do it because he'll go out to this for any level. Well, I'm like, dang, you really have made a mockery of us 3 times. More than that, but I'm just talking about with Juvenile too last year. So it's the same company.
It's
the same
exact
people
company
doing it.
Now, were you here earlier when we showed who was actually working with the two companies that are involved in this latest campaign? Were you in today? You didn't see Michelle Obama.
Well, I was about to tell you it was Michelle Obama, but it was a host of characters. That they also had Michelle Obama, Steph Curry. There was a few other people. It was when we all vote thing, but it was a whole lot of characters in it.
Yeah, it's her company. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Right.
It was a lot of what they would call influential figures like Stephen Curry, and it was a soccer player, and it was somebody else. It was about 10 people you could name. I just don't have a thing right in front of me.
We got it. But for the sake of time, I wasn't gonna lay it all the way out there. Well, my thing is I want to hit who the big boss is, and the big boss was her, and the big boss was Shaquille O'Neal as far as the advertisement company that was pushing it. You see, no, BLK is not hers. Hers is the other one that we read about. Hold on, let me show you guys if you didn't get a chance to see it. Hold on just a moment, and I'll pull it for you because it's actually a recording. Michelle Obama's When We All Vote partners with the BLK dating app that made No Voting, No Vucking video. Former First Lady Michelle Obama's voting initiative is partnering with a dating app that made the video titled No Voting, No Vucking. The voting initiative, When We All Vote, announced that it would be working with BLK dating app on October 4th and doing a voter registration activations with the company. The BLK dating app is designed for Black singles looking to date according to its website. On October 4th, the organization released a video encouraging Black voters to get out to the polls titled No Voting, No Vucking. And it features Rashid Spain, known also as Saucy Santana, and Katrina Taylor, who is also known as Trina. Quote, no voting, no vucking. No voting, no vucking. Close quote. This comes from Saucy Santana as he sings in the video. There's also another part here that says, quote, you want to hit this booty, you got to do your civic duty. Close quote. In the video, Trina is quoted as saying, but you want to flirt? I'll show you how to be a poll worker. The background singers say, don't stop now. Stuff my ballot box again. Brought my homegirl through. We'll put the bye in partisan. The singers also say in the video. There's Michelle. The video also links to a voter registration portal for When We All Vote. Jonathan Kirkland, the head of the brand and marketing at BLK Dating App, told Adweek that the organization wants young voters to get involved in elections, saying, quote, "We couldn't be more excited to announce this collaboration with the two most trailblazing figures in hip hop and culture," Kirkland said. He continues, "Our users are inspired by Trina's confidence and her powerful female-first lyrics, while Saucy's Santana's fervent and self-assured lyrics have broken barriers of inclusivity in the hip-hop community. With these two culture icons, we hope to empower a new generation of voters to get involved in this and future elections," close quote. In a statement, When We All Vote said that it did not support the making of the video, however. Quote, here's a quote from them. When We All Vote did not participate in the creation, provide funding, or support the making of this video, the spokesperson said. When asked if When We All Vote was notified that the video would link viewers to When We All Vote's website, the spokesperson said that the link is to its registration portal. Quote, "The link is to our voter registration portal, not directly to our website. And over 100 supporters have direct access to their own unique portal using our voter registration technology for their nonpartisan voter registration efforts. We will not be making further comments on this video," the spokesperson said. When We All Vote also prompted BLK Dating App on the 22nd of September in a tweet linking an article announcing the partnership between the two organizations. There's a quote here. "Have you heard? At Meet Black is launching a digital hub designed to shift the culture of voting and politics in the Black community, amplify voices of Black voters, and drive Black voter registration," the tweet says.
Look at the
Notice how
color,
everybody's
all
wearing
blue.
blue here. Vote here. Stephanie L. Young, the executive director of When We All Vote, said the linked article that the partnership is aimed at ensuring that voices within the Black community are heard during the midterm elections. When you get this, click the light blue link there, the hyperlink there. That'll take you to the article that Stephanie is referencing. Here's the final quote. "Democracy can often feel out of reach and out of touch, but we know it doesn't have to be that way. With BLK's new election center, we are bringing the fight of our democracy and real change in our communities to Black voters in ways that is empowering and engaging," Young said. "Together, we will change the culture around voting and ensure our community's voices are heard in the midterm elections and beyond." So that was the video that we ran earlier. So what I do now, you guys, is there'll be articles within our lives. So that's our new point of difference. There'll literally be an article that I will not read to you in person, but it'll be like it is just now, so that we can reference it if we need to. That is what is going on. They are targeting us in the form of dating. Hey, there's Mamad. How you doing there? Big Bad Bull is in the house. Thank you kindly, sir. You must be double fisting, because after we leave here, we're going to be heading over someplace else. Go ahead, Jay Prince. I saw your hand.
Oh, shouting out Big Bad Bull. I want to say, when I think about Democrats and what they did for me as a Black man, and the only thing I can name was they removed us out of my home. They took my kids, put us in prison, just making us completely powerless and advance the woman. So I will no longer. And then when you think of Obama, see, exactly like they did with Obama, that's what they doing to our women. They put our women, because they're attractive, so they know they think we're gonna go vote for them just because our women vote for them. That same thing they did with Obama. Everybody wanted to vote for Obama because he a Black
Oprah
president.
Started it. Oprah, a woman, you started it.
I didn't even know that.
Oprah
But
started it.
He was a Black president, and we all voted for him. And guess what? At the end of the day, he the one gave the rights to our Black boys and Black men to turn, do their little thing with each other. So Stop letting this black stuff get to you and make you make the wrong decision. I'm starting to realize that we all been making messed up decisions based off because we want to see black there.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in with us today. It has been exceptional. We're going to continue to do this more often throughout the week, maybe like 4 or 5 times a week, just so that we can all get together, have a place to talk and chat about these kinds of things. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have another one. We are going to be dealing tomorrow. I do want to look at the new situation that just went on with the president saying, hey, guess what? I don't think I want anybody to be in jail anymore over this weed stuff because they're not animals anymore. Let's just go ahead and let's just get everybody all together. That's all we got to do. Yeah, because, you know, my son, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Who's the dead lady? Is she here today? She's not. Why? Oh, she's dead. Got it. Anyway, you guys, this has been awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with us today. And I want you to remember what we always say at the end of any Felicia Lockhart Group publications, and that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. You guys remember to take care of yourselves first, and then you can reach around and take care of somebody else, baby. Yes, you can. But then I want you to also remember that until you and we see each other again, please continue to be blessed.
Have a nice night.
To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day.